Hi, this is Griffin with Wason Furniture, and today we're going to be building the Better Homes and Gardens 6 Cube with Cubby Organizer. This is the walnut finish, and this product can only be found on walmart.com. Before you start, you want to make sure that none of your panels have any damage and that you have all of your hardware. If you have any issues, you can contact the number on the front of the manual and we'll get you taken care of. If everything is in order, then we can begin assembly. For step 1, we need our 2 C panels and our 1 A panel and 12 of our cam bolts, which are labeled number 2 in your hardware. We're going to screw in 4 cam bolts into each of the C panels in these pre-drilled holes. And then we're going to screw in 4 cam bolts into our A panel in these inner 4 pre-drilled holes. Okay, so 4 cam bolts on those inner 4 pre-drilled holes on the 2 C panels. We're going to do the same thing for the A. For step 2, we need our D and E panel and 6 more of our cam bolts, which are labeled number 2. We're going to screw 4 of our cam bolts into these 4 pre-drilled holes that form a square on the E panel. And then we're going to screw only 2 cam bolts into our D panel on these middle 2 pre-drilled holes. Okay, now we have our D panel, and again, only 2 cam bolts in these middle 2 pre-drilled holes. For this step, you want to make sure that you're screwing these cam bolts in to the side of the E and D panel where there are pre-drilled cam lock holes. So as you can see on this other side, it's flat right here on the corners. So we want to be sure that we're screwing them in to the correct sides of the panel. For step 3, we're going to grab our 5 F panels and 10 of our plastic dowel pieces, which are labeled number 4. You can then notice that there are 2 pre-drilled cam lock holes on this side of the F panel. It's flat on this side. And we want to insert in these plastic dowel pieces to the opposite side of those pre-drilled cam lock holes. So we're going to insert them over here into the pre-drilled holes on the side of the panel. And we're going to repeat that 5 times. For step 4, we need 3 of our F panels, our D panel, and our E panel. And we also need 6 of our screws labeled number 7. To start, I'm going to set up my E panel like so, with the cam bolts facing away from the rest of the panels. I'm then going to set up my F panel so that these pre-drilled cam lock holes are facing towards the left of my E panel. I'm then going to secure with 2 of my screws. Okay, now I'm going to set up my D panel. So I'm now going to set up my D panel so that these cam bolts are facing away from the F panels. And I'm going to set up my F panel so that these pre-drilled cam lock holes are facing towards the left side of this D panel. And I'm going to secure with 2 more of my screws. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this other F panel. I'm going to set it up. Again, I want to make sure that these cam lock holes are on the left side. And I'm going to secure with my 2 screws. For step 5, we need our assembly with the E panel and an F panel and our remaining 2 F panels. And then we're going to take 4 of our cam locks. You will notice a little arrow with a plus and minus. We're going to insert 2 of these into each of these F panels, and we want that arrow and plus and minus facing towards the outer edge of the panel where that pre-drilled hole is. So I want those facing towards this E panel. Okay, next I'm going to set my F panel up, and I want these cam locks to the left of this E panel. We're going to slide that in to those cam bolts, and then we're going to tighten by turning clockwise. And we're going to do the same thing with this F panel. We want those cam locks to the left, and tighten by turning clockwise. Okay, for step 6, we're going to take this assembly we were just using and attach it to the D panel assembly. We need 2 more cam locks, which we're going to put into this F panel with the plus and minus facing towards this D assembly. Then we're going to slide those cam bolts in and secure by turning clockwise. Okay, now for step 7, we're going to take one of our C panels and we're going to insert it on to the rest of our assembly with those cam bolts. But first we need to put in our 4 cam locks into our D and E panels, and we want those plus and minuses facing towards this C panel. Okay, now we can attach our C panel and secure all 4 cam locks. Okay, for step 8, we're going to do the same thing with another C panel and 4 more cam locks. And we want those plus and minuses facing towards this C panel. Okay, once you have it on there, tighten down by turning clockwise. For step 9, we're going to attach our B panel to the side of the assembly that there's the E panel right here, the D panel right here. And you want to attach it, the B panel, with the side where there's a lot more pre-drilled holes. And on this side, they're a little bit bigger, as you can see. So you want those facing towards you. The side with more holes attaches to the rest of the assembly there. Then we're going to take 4 of our screw bolts and 4 of these longer screws. These are labeled number 8 in your hardware, and these are labeled number 1. These 4 larger ones are going to go on the 4 corners. And then the 4 skinnier screws are going to go in these inner 4 pre-drilled holes. So I'm first going to tighten down these inner 4 with a regular screwdriver. Now we can use our Allen key to secure the 4 screw bolts on each of the corners. For step 10, we're now going to grab our A panel and we're going to insert 4 cam locks into these 2 F panels with the plus and minus facing towards this A panel. Okay, we can then slide our A panel on then want to secure those 4 cam locks by turning clockwise. Then we're going to take our 4 remaining screw bolts and screw them in again to those 4 outer corners. Okay, and once you have them going, you can secure with your Allen key. For step 11, we're then going to take our safety strap assembly. We're going to put the screw through one of the washers, the screw through one of the ends of the safety strap, and then we're going to insert that through another washer. And then we're going to screw it in to this top A panel. This safety strap is very important to keep the unit from falling over on anybody. And once we stand it up, we're then going to attach this other end of the safety strap to the wall. Okay, next for step 11, we're going to take our 16 caps and we're going to cover up all of those cam locks. They will just snap right on top of them. So we got 4 on top of this panel. We got 4 inside of here. And if you put them in the wrong cam locks, like I did, you can just be careful, snap them off. So you want to put 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top, 4 on these sides, and then 4 on these sides. Okay, for step 12, we're going to use our little nail holder here and our nails. Simply slide the nail in like so. Then we're going to lay our G panel across. We want to make sure that we line it up well before we start nailing. Okay, and then there will be an unfinished side and a finished side of the G panel. Just determine which side you think looks best. Put the worst side facing up, because that's going to be going up against the wall, so you're not going to be able to see it. And to nail in, simply hold the nail holder up against the unit, nail down, pull it out, make sure that everything's still lined up. And everywhere there's a pre-drilled hole, that's where you about want to be nailing. Okay, once you've nailed down this G panel, that's very important for the stability of the unit, so make sure you don't skip that step. We are now good to stand up our unit. And you'll be sure to want to attach the safety strap to a wall to keep the unit from falling over on anybody. And now that you have attached your safety strap to a wall, you now have completed the Mainstays 6 cube with Cubby organizer.